Farm Small, Farm Smart Daily is part of the Modern Grower Podcast Network. Check out some of our other shows like Carrot Cash Flow, the Growing Microgreens Podcast, and Farm Small, Farm Smart. Learn more about the shows using the link below.
How would you define biochar?
I pulled up because it's a little blurb that we have, and I'll read this and then go out. Biochar is a carbon-rich product of a process called pyrolysis, which is the heating of a dry biomass to high temperatures in an oxygen-limited environment. Biochar is long-lasting. For example, in Amazonian biochars have been carbon dated 5,000 to 8,000 years. Needless to say, biochar is being used to grow plants is not currently gaining steam as an important ingredient in the global regenerative agriculture movement. That's a little blurb that we hand out when people ask about biochar and how to activate their biochar, why it's important in gardens. Biochar it's a type of charcoal. It's not biochar until it's biologically active. And there are many different properties of different types of biochar. I have seen myself when I make biochar myself. I personally have made biochar from scraps, from tree trimmings, from pine cones, from cow dung, from cat poo. Made all these different biochars, and they're all different properties. But it's the carbon that's left after the pyrolytic process. And depending upon what the source is, that you can have biochars that have anywhere from a 40% carbon content to well over 80% carbon content. And that's important to know. And it has different soil properties. So it's essentially carbon. And one other thing, it's a carbon that is called a recalcitrant carbon, which is a very hard, long-lasting carbon because all the volatiles have been cooked off, burned off. So, for example, if I leave a branch to rot, it will rot its carbon, and that carbon will be beneficial, but those volatiles, many of those volatiles, will off-gas and release to the atmosphere. Biochar, when you use this pyrolytic process, you retain about 50% of the carbon that would normally get released to the atmosphere, retains bound up in the biochar. So that was a long answer, but
in a biochar, I think people think pure carbon. So if it's anywhere from 40 to 80% carbon and there's X left, what's that X made out of? What else is in there besides that carbon that you're adding to the soil?
What's left in it?
Yeah. So
again, there are some minerals. Depending on how one produces it, you may have traces of polyaromatic hydrocarbons, which different in the concentrations one have, or the microbes will eat those, the bacteria will eat those. So there are different traces that are left in there.
Hey there, guess what? If you're a farmer, you can have your low tunnels paid for by the NRCS. They have this cool new program where farmers can get $4 to $5 for each square foot to help with a Quick Hoops low tunnel system, frames and fabric included. It's like free money to help you grow more stuff on your farm. Want to learn more about Quick Hoops and the NRCS program? Click on the link below.